DVD here. Today we are going to go over the next assignment choice you have. You have two assignment choices. This one is called Perspective at the Carnival. Now, you'll see attachment that says that. And this first, you will come up to another page which shows a bunch of different boxes which are different links. One of them was the first one is the lesson plan. That is showing this lesson plan, the start of this. In this lesson plan, you are going to show different parts of your landscape because your circus is going to be outside. Let me show you one of the attachments. Parts of a landscape. This here is the foreground. It's lower to the page and it looks bigger. The middle ground, it looks like it's in between the page. The background, way back up in here, that is showing things way off into the distance. You're going to need to show that with your picture. Some ways of showing that is, look at my hand here. I got it real big, it's close to you. This hand is way far away, it's smaller. And look at it, it's behind this hand. You only see part of my hand. See that? That's one way, it's overlapping. Another way is making things big, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller as it goes up on your page. Now, in your lesson plan, they're going to want you to create your foreground, your middle ground, and your background with some of your objects and show some overlapping. And you got three little papers here to answer questions. And they're each worth 25 points. The first one is to get you thinking. It's called The Circus in Art. And it has 3 different pictures here. And it's going to ask you, what is similar? If I look at all of these, I see 2 things that are similar. Animals and performers or people. So you can write that answer here. Then it says, what things are different? Well, in this one, the performers are inside in the ring, inside the tent. This one is not showing that. They're just showing all the performers. They look like they're outside in a field. So that could be something that's different. Also, these ones are showing, this one's showing one performer with an animal. This one is showing a couple of animals and a performer, and this one's showing a bunch. So that's how they're different, the multiple of the performers. Now, if you cannot print out this page, you just put your name on a piece of paper, write The Circus in Art, write similar, and tell me what is similar. I've already told you the answers. And then differences, and tell me what's different. I've already told you the answer to that. So that would be quite easy to do. Now, I drew an example, and to help me get examples, I've already attached a link that is showing in your lessons there different pictures of what? Circus tents. So I got one here, and I got just a few here. So that gives you an idea of what circus tents look like. The striping, they're not straight up and down. They kind of go like this. So I looked at that to help me with my idea of my tent. Now look at this picture here. They got a tent that's further down and bigger in the front. They got a little performing dog that's like in the middle ground. And then they got just a smaller tent in the background. Okay? Here's my picture. I'm not done. Here in the foreground, I got the top of a tent, really big right here, just a little bit of it. And a part of a pen here, what has a wild animal in it. You can't see it. Here, I have a tent. It's down towards the bottom of the cage, and it's big. And I have a cage here, and this one has, it looks like it's not colored in yet. It's going to be a tiger. So that's my foreground. My middle ground. My middle ground here, I have over here, they're not colored in yet, so they're not showing their spots or stripes. Zebra, a giraffe, and a little tub here. It's going to have hay in it. I got a tent here. See how much smaller it is? It looks like it's further away. And another smaller cage with a lion in it, further away. Then way up here, I got mountains way in the background. I have a vanishing point for 1-point perspective. I use that so I can get the sides of my cages going right. And also I got a road here. It starts out big and it gets smaller. And then this is going to be water. And notice, I got a bigger boat, just the front. A little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller as it goes off into the distance. I am showing depth. I'm showing perspective. And I got overlapping. Overlapping. This cage is behind this tent. This cage here is behind that tent. And this giraffe is behind. That's going to be the zebra. So I am showing that too. And I will show this to you again once I get it colored with crayon. Now, here's another little page you need to do once you get your drawing done. Checking your artwork for depth. It's going to ask you about the size, the placement, the overlapping, and then the atmosphere perspective. This I have not got done on mine, and it's talking about the way you color things. That is worth 25 points. And the last little paper is called 2 Stars and a Wish. Okay, first it's going to say, write down 2 elements you think you showed excellent craftsmanship, and 1 that you wish you had done better or spent more time on. Like me, I would say 1 element is depth. I showed good depth by going bigger or smaller to smaller to smaller. And another one was overlapping. I did really good with the overlapping. And the one that I probably would want myself to work a little bit more on is the animals. They take a lot of work, and I've only spent so much time on them, but I know I want to do work on that. You will probably have different answers. It'll depend on you, but this is worth 25 points. Your picture. I always draw on bigger paper, but you can just use regular size paper like this, you know, a regular typing paper size. Okay? The picture is going to be worth, I believe, 75 points. And then each of these 3 papers that I'm going to ask you to fill out are each 25. For this assignment, it's worth 150 points. Okay? And I will get back with you in just a few minutes after I do the coloring on my paper. So, and you might be wondering on my paper, why don't I have the lines in front of the cages? I want to color my animals before I put the bars on their cages. That way I know I got this coloring right. And the bars are going to be black, so they'll go over it right well. So, anyway, bye-bye. I'll be back. Hi everybody, Miss DVD here. I just wanted to tell you I have my picture all colored. I'm showing depth perspective with my coloring, and I will have that right after this. So I'm all done. And that's what you need to do. So, bye-bye. Let's get creative.